Discussions continue about a joint local and general election. But is the entity responsible for overseeing elections ready to execute not just one, but possibly two elections in one day? Giovanni Dennis got an inside look at preparatory work being done at the Electoral Office of Jamaica. Here's part one of a two-part report.
We're inside the heart of the Electoral Office of Jamaica, observing the core team preparing for possible imminent elections.
Well on the way, fairly advanced. We are now at the back end of the training process. So in another 2 weeks or so, we should complete that process.
This is the man in charge, Director of Elections Glasspool Brown. We're at the offices of the Electoral Office of Jamaica in downtown Kingston. This is the office collating training materials for election day workers.
What she did now here is putting together the assessment sheets that are used to assess, after training the individuals, the assessment that they have to complete.
Like a test, like an exam?
It's like a test or an exam at the end of the exercise.
The EOJ is seeking to have just over 40,000 election day workers. Mr. Brown says they have about 80% already trained. This as the Electoral Office was already advanced in preparation for the local government election.
Now that the amendment have been tabled in Parliament, we have started again to ramp up our preparation in event for both elections, in event that both take place. But it requires some additional preparation in terms of bringing an additional poll clerks on board and some other details that needs to be done.
Some of those tasks include deciding whether to use one ballot for both local and general election candidates.
Our preference, certainly the preference of the Electoral Office of Jamaica, and I can safely say would be the preference of the Commission, is that we'd have two separate ballots. One for the parish council, one for the parliamentary election. But much easier for counting and much easier in terms of our reconciliation of the vote on the day of election.
The EOJ says it will also need additional preparation time.
In terms of preparation time, so we're looking at additional time between nomination day and election day. As it relates to what will be required in terms of additional supplies, I think you rightly alluded to the fact that we're now moving from printing 2 million ballots to approximately 4 million ballots. So therefore, the additional time will be required for that printing to take place.
The proposed amendment to the Representation of the People Act would see an increase in the time between nomination day and election day. The current law requires between 16 and 23 days. The proposed change will see that time move up to between 18 and 30 days. But there are other concerns about changes in the voting process during the COVID-19 pandemic. The EOJ will address those concerns in our follow-up on Friday. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.